And yeah, he's actually, Root has not played any MF at all this split. And I think
I mean,
here in CBLOL,
who has?
yeah, I was gonna say,
Has anyone
might have
played
seen
any?
more support Misfortune than AD carry
Yeah.
Misfortune at this point. I can't remember, was it Cavallo or Skuro? I think it might have been Skuro who played Misfortune support. So
Maybe.
you've definitely
I'm
seen a
gonna check it
Misfortune.
real quick.
Yeah, please do, because I might be mixing up leagues here. But I think we had a
Yeah.
Misfortune support. Yeah, but it works well for this composition. And Trajan, I'm going to go back to the earlier question you asked me about my thoughts on these teams. We touched on Loud, and what an interesting odd team they are. It's fun to watch. And if you're a Loud fan, hey, if it works, it works. But Liberty, this was a team which I had high hopes for coming into the season. Their first round robin looked really, really good. They were popping off. And sure, the early game was always questionable for them, but they were actively trying to make plays. And even if it backfired, the mental on this team meant they could always skill up and try and take late. But I think teams have started to figure them out a little bit. If you can shut down AC, if you can shut down Juliera, Liberty doesn't really have an answer. Chiari does great in lane, but Chiari, up to I think last week, had the lowest kill participation of top laners, which was an issue when he's the one getting the gold and not transitioning it to the team.
Exactly. It was a bit of a struggle for them. I think that even as this split has stretched on and the losses have piled up for Liberty, they've always still had that, like, they could, in this game, maybe in this game, they could actually do it. They never seem to be getting worse or losing heart or slowing down. They just stopped getting the few wins. So I think I agree. Yeah, people just figured out how to deal with what it is Liberty are bringing to the table, but they're still having to work for it. They're still making you remain on your toes, or they can punish you very heavily. And let's see if they can leverage that one again. This on the last regular season day versus Loud versus the defending champion team. Maybe Liberty can go out on a bit of a high for us.
Yeah, and they want to break their losing streak. We were talking about win streaks for Loud and Pain. They're on 5 wins. Liberty's on 7 losses right now. The second round robin has not been kind. It literally just got the 1 win, and that's kind of been it since then. But lane by lane, Trajan, I actually feel really bad for Liberty because I think this is actually one of their worst possible matchups. It just stylistically, when you look at how Liberty play, I feel like they're almost Loud light to a certain extent, specifically on the top side of this map, right? Where Robo is not as stable as Chiari, but when Robo shows up, Robo is world caliber, and we literally just saw that at Worlds 2022. Yeah. Rob's Day was an actual thing there as well as here in CBLOL. And Croc versus AC, both these... Oh, hello, Robo. Be a bit careful there. Croc and AC, both of them are aggressive early junglers who want to make things happen. It's just that Croc has found more success than AC, and maybe that's experience, maybe that's skill, maybe that's team. But either way, if they're both trying to do the same thing and one does it better, well, that gets very obvious very fast. What is this tete-a-tete we're seeing here? Robo just kind of teasing Chiari here.
The ballroom dancing around each other, matching the spacing there. Chiari, take control of that wave with the Gragas. Now, Gragas is a great early lane kind of diffuser. It's very hard to get around his passive as AC, caught in the river there, has to flash away, but there's a stun still from Tino until it'll follow you all the way home with Croc chasing you down. And the first blood stolen by Seos. Just for the memes, comes in, but it is AC falling down for first blood.
I was just thinking, how many flashes do you guys need to find AC here? You had Red Buff taking away on Croc, and of course, it's Seos' flash, which finally connects. Get the kill. I'm not sure that's worth it, Trajan. I'm really not. First blood on the support, 3 flashes blown for 1. And unfortunately for Croc as well, Croc not really able to find anything on that invade. Everything had already been cleared by AC here, so... Yeah.
It's not even that bad overall. Like, it's actually kind of fine for Liberty. They don't really care at all. Mid is still 15 CS up, you know. Bot lane is still up. They're all good. And AC's still going to go and get this topside crab. So, overall, Sales kind of sprinting it a little bit there. Chiari's still getting aggressive onto Robo. And maybe there's an angle to set up for a little dive here. Or at the very least, AC going to look for some revenge on Croc. As he has checked out this jungle. Now heading back to his own side in the river.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried for AC to be sticking in this jungle very long. I like the top side because Robo not 6 yet, no Dominus. You can only bait so hard.
Well, they look for it, but Robo slices out to safety. The drop of a hat. Not too worried there as Croc was waiting. So if they did full commit to that one, it likely goes south very quickly for Liberty. So AC knowing to call that one off. And Robo just going to have to deal with the health deficit for the time being. He has not lost a game on the Renekton just yet. And I believe his last Renekton game was something of a monstrous 1v9 from him. It was definitely Rob's day that day. And we see why he keeps going back to this pick time and again.
Yeah. And kind of going back to the laners we're talking about, the fact that, Robo and Croc just feel better than their counterparts here. I'd argue Tinones is the same thing with Piloto. They're both really steady mid laners who have a pretty high skill floor, but Tinone's skill ceiling is incredible. He's won MVP of the split multiple times, both on Loud and I believe back on Pain as well. He's managed to do that. So massive carry in their own right here. Top side level 6.
He has to flash away there, and they've got to commit onto Tino's. There it goes, and AC gets the kill, hands it over to Piloto. Croc now burning away in the storm. One more tick. Just about not enough. And this time the mid laner actually gets the credit.
Okay, I cast a curse to Tinos. We were just praising him in the 1v1 matchup in Piloto.
So good.
So good. Yeah, and then Piloto hits level 6 first, right? Like, Annie... Level 6 burst is massive, but Piloto getting that shove, I think, changed everything. I think Tinone's got caught with his pants down a little bit, not expecting how much damage Piloto can do there. And just track their level 6. Literally, the moment he hits 6, he's ready to go. And Tinones, you needed to respect that. Unfortunately, just didn't, and AC in the area as well. That's the communications. That's the sort of play that got Liberty ahead in the first round robin. I'm glad to see, and we said it before, it's still there. The problem is what else can you find from it? Great, you got the kill on Piloto. Can you now get Piloto in a position to actually carry this game?
Exactly right. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen Piloto come out of lane, ahead in gold, with kills up, power in his pocket, ready to leverage for a win, but the wins just haven't come through. Now let's see if on this last game of the season they can find the winning formula. As Loud rotating over to this Dragon. Right now they've got 4 people in the area. AC pathing out onto top side, likely to be uncontested here. And we were talking, again off air, about the history of Dragon buff in this region. We've gone earlier and earlier, and I honestly think that Loud is a big part of why our Dragon stats are so much earlier than they used to be. I swear, every time I see teams going for actually 6 and 7 minute Dragons, it seems to be Loud almost every time.
Yeah, Loud and Pain, actually, interestingly enough. Pain used to be terrible at it.
Oh, hang on. Pain down to the bot side for Juliera. Has to flash away, and the man's got Ignite. He's got nothing else to offer. Walks into hook and dies. Well, that's how it works.
Yeah. It's just as easy as that, Seos, finding that. That's not even level 6 yet, Trajan. Level 6 is when things normally get dangerous with an MF Nautilus bot lane, where you can layer those ultimates. AC though. Okay, just going to offside. Recognize that Dragon's gone. Robo gonna try and stop this. He get it?
He gets the blue buff. Robo takes it. Now he's slicing down AC. Won't commit to it. Knows it's not safe, but he's done the damage already.
Okay, so Trajan, the thing is, I actually think it's better you just give that to AC if you can hold AC there for Croc to arrive, because at least Croc still uses mana. Robo doesn't even use mana.
Is it like a small amount of ability haste, I guess he's getting here? That's about it. And BM, he's got mental damage to hold over AC, I guess. Just walks up to him wearing his buff as he is trying to push Kiara out. And AC might be looking to come and retrieve it, but Croc is ready with the ultimate. This is a dangerous 2v2. AC, he's going to spot Wukong around the corner. Do they call this one off? They are going to go back to each other. There's a tower ready for them. AC so low. The kickback will stop any further fighting. And the ult for Robo has been dropped.
Yeah, that's actually massive for AC there, and will cost them the Herald, but it keeps them alive, because Croc had Flash and Cyclone ready to go, and with how clumped up Kiara and AC was, that was a death sentence. Now, Trajan, we have to go talk back about objectives a little bit here, because we were talking about how Loud and Pain lowered the average Dragon time for this league, especially last year. Loud, one of the big reasons why they've been finding success, even when their lanes were struggling, even when some of their lanes were inting, is because they have a really good sense for this macro gameplay here. And that's just a massage for sales. We won't talk about it. Even when we saw Tinones go down there, it actually meant that Loud had control over the objectives, because Piloto didn't have Chaos Storm. Tinones is now 6 and had Tibbers. So they get that free Dragon. And same with this top side as well. That's why Robo is willing to play so aggressively and burn the Dominus. He didn't actually have kill threat on Kiari, but he chunks Kiari low enough that that's free for Croc. If Kiari and AC try and contest, they lose that 2v2 outright, and it would have been Herald plus kills in favor of Loud.
Exactly. You don't have to find a kill to have an opening for the objective. You can just track the summoners, track the spells, track the ultimates. And Loud, very good at finding those windows. Now, they are slightly ahead right now, 2-1 in kills. They've got that first Drake, about 400 to 500 gold in their pocket. Feeling pretty good. A lot of that gold is on Seos, though. He's got both the kills, including the first blood. So, unfortunate. I guess it's not as localized as well as it could be, but we might have another little 3v3 Ult's been dropped onto Lucian. Flashing for the hook
Oh.
sales. There's the ultimate. Oh, right on top of it. Croc perfectly positioned with the Cyclone. They'll get at least one. Cavallo too low to continue. And at least Sales didn't get it this time.
Wait, did Tino's not ping the missing lane? He didn't ping it. They don't know it.
Sag, Piloto, maybe looking for it. AC trying to bait them in, I dare say. Nami's waiting, but too low. Doesn't really want to get in range of any autos with the MF passive there. So it's going to take that kill, and they'll shove it in. They won't even drop the Herald.
Yeah, no need to at this point here. And they kind of know Julia and Cavallo should be back, so you just get the plate. You wouldn't be able to really push in and extend that damage there. And I think the recall timing is more important for them. They want to make sure they don't fall behind. Bloodthirster picked up by Root here, and this bot lane's going to go from bad to worse, which is why we don't see Julia and Cavallo going back bot lane. They've opted to rotate mid instead.
Yeah, not enjoying that one. They'll try and clear out this ward, Croc will at least, but Julia and Cavallo still feel confident to step up and try and trade aggressively. They'll know that they don't have full vision and can just poke. Don't want to go down right now, though. 1 minute left. Oh, sorry, 1 minute left on the Dragon, where Loud managed to sneak that first one away. Might be looking for a fight this next time around, as they've got the Bloodthirster onto Root. Robo will have TP available, I think, but maybe they don't need it. AC kicking this one off early. Juliera's over the wall with the culling. They need some more damage down on these important targets. Piloto rotating through. He's got Flash, drops the ultimate. The Chaos Storm, and Croc falls. The Loud jungler, the first casualty. Liberty forced the issue. Ooh, Robo gets away from the barrel there. They both eyeing each other. They know how close that was, but they're like, all right, yeah, fair enough. We'll both just leave.
Yeah, and the TPs are both down, I believe, for these top laners. Actually, no, Chiari has his. So that's actually important because, again, that pick from Liberty onto Loud, they're burning ultimates to make that happen. I think Loud, they got a little bit greedy. They were trying to get Croc out, and they thought that they were going to be able to do so and keep all those ultimates there. Instead, Tino's had to blow his, and they still lost Croc. But Croc's back up in time for Dragon, and Loud can just go there and look for that massacre. And I am worried for Liberty. If you try and contest this, the worst thing Liberty can do at this point is feed over kills. They have skilling. Piloto is actually winning out the mid lane quite heavily here. You just need to get there and make sure Loud doesn't snowball on you in the mid game. Seos walking up with all the confidence in the world right now, knowing that they are strong and they have ultimates.
This time, AC leaves in plenty of time from that mid lane pixel brush. Doesn't want to get caught there again. Robo and Chiari still going at it in the top side. Both have completed their first item, and Chiari dealing pretty well, all things considered, with the pressure as Herald's dropped by Loud into the mid lane. Splitting the focus now. They're going to look for the plates right here, not trying to run the Dragon at the same time. Piloto has given space. AC, in fact, pieces out from the whole equation. Goes up to top lane, pops the Dominus. He's dropping pretty low, has to kick him away, and we haven't really achieved much here, lads, as your mid lane turret's still under fire.
I think that's the second or third time we've seen AC pop up top and try and gank Robo, and it was just like, oh, jokes. Dragon's Rage has to disengage.
Yeah.
And we knew Liberty, or we hoped Liberty wouldn't contest, so it doesn't surprise me that AC went top, but it hurts me that AC can't find anything on either side of the map. And because AC went top instead of trying to hold mid, the mid lane turret took an absolutely massive beating. Loud will still have this rotationary advantage, and if they want to, they could look for a dive on this bot side as well with Croc.
They do have the power advantage in the inventories. They've got the 2 dragons now. Croc going to pull the recall. Not going to go for anything crazy straight away, as there's a Chemtech Rift in front of us here. It's extra clutch factor, extra tenacity as well on the individual stackings. Honestly, I imagine that Liberty wouldn't mind a bit of tenacity in this game versus Nautilus and Annie and Croc, but we'll see if they can get their hands on any.
Yeah, that's a bigger question, Trajan. Can you actually get any? I actually don't really care much for Chemtech, Drake, and Soul. Like, the idea of it sounds nice, but the reality in the current meta, I feel like, is the burst damage comes down fast enough when you're half health that you don't actually usually get the benefits. What I do enjoy watching, though, is the extra vitamin throw that we get with the empowered fruits. The amount of time I've seen blast cones pop people in the weirdest places is super, super funny. Or when they kind of get baited by the Scryer's Bloom, because everything gets to 1 health, and you see people trying to speedrun it, and then they just walk right into the enemy team walking out the other side as well, and just get popped. Yeah. It's really, really funny. I don't think we've seen too much of that in CBLOL, but hey, it's the last day. I'm down for it.
Oh, Juliera, he's down for a little 1v1 versus Root. Flashes in and gets the 1 versus 1. Well, I guess Cavallo technically assisted him there to start it off. Rough for the MF, but you were never going to take the 1v1 versus Solution.
And then Trajan, the question is, you got the kill, great. what next? Liberty, again, it feels like they keep finding these small wins, these picks, and then they lose out on the macro. Herald's being taken, top side turret's being taken. If Juliera does not find this bot side turret, it's a straight up loss for Liberty on that play.
Yeah, AC wasn't required for that bot lane kill. They might be able to get the tower. I'm not sure how low it is. It looks like it's about half HP based on the visual. But Croc has picked up the Herald, and now that plates are off, that is going to basically destroy this mid lane tower at some point. Juliera's going to find bot lane at least, but they've got to try and hold on to some of their map, Liberty.
Okay, 88% win rate for Robo, at 15 minutes. Loud has 100% win rate when they've got a lead at 15 minutes. But Trajan, what that stat didn't tell you was that they only had to get two games where they had a lead at 15 minutes in the first round robin. So stats can lie. And Robo has some of the worst goal difference at 15s of all top laners. This game, however, I think Robo is ahead.
Oh, Piloto with the flash engage, and there's Root layering on the bullet time. AC dives into the thick of it and will instantly fall. Now there's Herald's going for charge number 3.
Folks, this is why the power of friendship only exists in anime. Doing it on League of Legends will get you killed. Cut your losses when it goes down. AC is having such a rough game this game on the Lee Sin. Wherever he goes, he can't make a play. And normally, when your jungler falls behind, you need to go gank a winning lane. Trajan, care to tell me which lane is winning for Liberty right now? Because I can't find it.
I'm scanning. I'm still scanning. I'm unable to find one right here. I would have said mid lane until this just happened.
Yeah, and there's nothing to analyze here. Like, it was great play from Loud just collapsing in, and it just shows the mid-game power spike they have. The gold lead isn't that massive. It's just the champions you have enable you to go for those dives under turret, and your squishy carries like the Misfortune, like the Annie, they can just pop in, do their damage from safety, pretty much. Drop timbers, walk back out, you're fine. Robo can tank it, we just saw that. And for Liberty, if they can do that to you mid, your side lanes ain't safe either. Those inner turrets are kind of death traps if you're sending squishies there without the proper coverage from the jungle.
Yep, and now Liberty, not quite with the exposed inhibitor, but it is pretty darn low. If they lose another fight around this mid lane, they could start seeing super minions before too long, as they've gone back to a sort of a normal laning split right here, even though a lot of their towers are now falling off. Kiari guarding their last remaining outer. Piloto trying to keep absorbing that gold. He does still have plenty of scaling to do, plenty of value to bring to the table as a victor later on. But he needs to get room to secure it. As the Dragon up in a minute, I imagine Loud will be very confident going contesting space for that.
Yeah, and for Liberty, again, it's so point, it's not so. Just let it go. Try and find advantage somewhere else on the map. We're not quite at 20 minutes yet. Baron not available here. And Trajan, to me, 20 minutes is when I think things are going to go from bad to worse for Liberty. Because with that Baron on the table, Loud can actually take it down. And more importantly, Liberty can't give that over. So that is an objective that they're forced to actually fight at.
Seos really wanted that one. Had the Molten Shield on. Stepping up for the hook, but Juliera will simply dash away. Croc having a scout out in the jungle. Robo is just already on the wolf camp right here. Loud rotated everyone over nice and early. And AC, he has found his way past them all. And I don't know if they know exactly where he is. Croc maybe going to check that one out now as they'll see Kiari.
Oh, no.
And this is a 2v5 if this bricks out, guys. Let's probably, call this one off.
Okay, all of Liberty has joined up now. So if they actually don't try and do a weird pincer flank when they're weak, they will have a 5v5. But do they want it right now? We've harped on how powerful Loud is in these wombo combos. And I'm looking, it has to be Kiari kicking this one off. If AC kicks in, he's dead.
Yeah, Tenon's on the side. He's got the stun. Drops it onto Kiari now. The cast goes wide and the wave comes out.
Okay.
It'll stop the MF ultimate. They might find Seos, but in comes Tenos on the flank. AC gets back to the team. Juliera 1v1ing with Tibbers as he gets dragged back to the parent. And it's just 1-0. Somehow Liberty slip out of that engage as the Drake resets. It's not quite over. Depends what Robo wants to find. He's looking for the flank right now. They're back on the Dragon. Croc starts it up. He doesn't have the ults left anymore. Tennis finds the stun. Onto AC Kiari over so low. They go forward but can't find him. He goes golden to Robo now over the wall with a slice and dice. Searching for anybody as Croc finds the way in. Defeats the Lee Sin. Juliera still pretty strong, but the double's there. He's low, but not low enough as Kiari now keeps the run going. Cavallo was caught as well, and Loud finally managed to make it stick, but it took a wee while.
Well, Trajan, what time is it? It's 20 minutes, and more importantly, it's Rob's day. That should not have worked. But it did. That's the problem with Loud's composition. They are so far ahead. They are strong as well here. And Liberty, they are also very bursty in terms of damage. They needed to be able to protect Juliera Pio for Piloto, and while they managed to protect Piloto, everything else not quite great. The other thing too was watch the direction Liberty actually ended up escaping. And well, first you got to watch how the engage came through, and that was a Cavallo save, and that's what you need to do with the tidal wave. That's why Nami can deal with misfortune, and once that big burst of the wombo combo is down, that's technically when it favors Liberty. But they're still clumped here, and more importantly, they can't decide what they want to commit on. Chiari actually dashes in there, couldn't find anybody, and the rest of the team didn't follow up. And then once that happens, Robo is in here. There isn't sufficient PO for a lot of these players. It's extended, but my bigger question was Liberty. Why are you running downwards? Like, where do you think you're gonna go from here, mate? Like, you're into Loud territory, and Seos is running out of base as well. If you didn't die there, you'd have died the moment Seos actually reached the fight, and the CC is down to layers. Soul point being taken, bot side outer being taken as well. And Trajan, the reason why I said 20 minutes at first was Baron. Baron's on the map.
Exactly. It is ready and waiting for whoever wants to step up to it first. As Loud did arrive on Chemtech Soul Point in the aftermath of that play. Over 4,000 gold ahead as well. Looking confident, looking ready to step up to 12 wins in this game if they can get the win over Liberty. Really just want to break that loss streak, but it's not looking good against our defending champions right now. We've had the same issues come back time and again, but this time it wasn't the usual culprits. It's been AC really on the struggle bus.
And right now for AC, you've got Gorginker, great. You just got pushed out of your own jungle. And I can't help but contrast AC's performance with Carioca's performance, just because we literally had the games back to back, but AC was also in Pain Academy, and you know, Carioca is on Pain. And AC just not looking as comfortable with using the mobility of the Lee Sin. We're not seeing the cheeky attempts to cheeky plays. Granted, you have to be careful because there's a Nautilus who, if he hits you, that's a point-and-click stun. And there's also Annie. But what I have noticed as well is that they're not playing around the Annie passive there. When the Pyromaniac is up, I understand playing respectfully. But when it's down, AC can go and poke around, just see what you can find. Maybe you bait out an ultimate, maybe you bait out a skill. That hasn't happened. And Liberty, for all that we see them trying to set up plays, it's the setup. It's not the actual play itself. They are not pulling the trigger appropriately. The last fight was the first time I think we've actually seen that trigger pull. And frankly, it didn't look bad considering the state of the game that Liberty is currently in.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a do or die moment. They need to find a way out of this pickle that they find themselves in. They currently don't have any active vision on the Baron Pit thanks to that control ward from Loud, who are just skulking around, setting up all the vision in the jungle. They're looking for Robo, though, and they'll pop the Dominus. Juliera.
What? Juliera?
Goes right into him with the Gale Force and doesn't even find the kill. The Triumph keeps Robo alive as Cavallo will barely scrape away. The heal should keep him just about alive. Seos, though, looks for it. Gragas Explosive Cast disengages the fight. Juliera, man, there's the culprit I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, we were talking before this game, and Traden was talking a bit about why he's been a bit disappointed with Juliera's performance, especially after how he came into the league, took it by storm, and then, yeah, and you know what? I respect Juliera. They needed to pull the trigger. I was talking more about AC and Chiari, but I guess Juliera tried to take notes. There was an attempt. I'll give them that.
Yeah, Robo has escaped over the wall right here, but there's the Tinones engaged with the ult onto AC, and this is becoming a bit of a massacre now. Loud, really solid right here, coming through with the Cyclone, chasing down Piloto. This Victor, the only major threat left as Cavallo eliminated by Root. Juliera's back off the fountain, and there are some low HP bars from Loud, but with the man advantage, no smite to contest as well. This Baron likely to be going over.
Yeah, the first Baron there from Loud was an exploratory attempt. They're just trying to see who we can bait out here. Because AC was still up. There was the chance of a Smite Steal, and Lee Sin's Smite Steals hit harder with the Sonic Blow there. But yeah, at the moment they go down, it's nice and easy. Juliera, no culling. Piloto, no Chaos Storm here. There's only the Explosive Cask. He tried.
Sales has a flank, though, onto Juliera with the auto into the hook, and it goes straight down, just like that. Perfect positioning from the Loud support. As out comes the Make It Rain, slowing down Chiari Croc, chasing forward for more, but unlikely to find it. No pressure to get it done right now. Pull the resets, 30 seconds on the Chemtech Soul. We'll heal up, we'll spend, we'll come back for the Soul fight.
Trishan, the last time we looked at gold was about 3.5k gold difference. I think that was about 10 minutes ago. It's ballooned now to almost 8,000 as Soul is about to spawn as well, and Loud are firmly in the driver's seat. We're starting to see some of the skilling come through from Liberty here, but not enough. Croc?
Oh, Croc goes right into the middle of everybody. Does get kicked back right here. And pops the Cyclone. All of the HP coming through. All of the assistance from Loud. As Root goes on a killing spree. Takes down the Liberty jungler. Croc still diving forward. Has to go golden to get away from the Chaos Storm. As Robo is deep into the back line. Shredded them. Throwing out the Ruthless Predators. The Calder Meeks just throwing that blade left and right. For the double, as Piloto will drop as well. 4 members of Liberty hit the grey screen. Soul is a done deal, and this game could be not long after.
Back wins for Loud in team fights here. The game is pretty much all but done and dusted. Trajan, Loud just need to dot their I's, cross their T's. And after that fight, all I can think of is a picture of Robo. You know that smiling, grinning one with the thumbs up?
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I can think of is that the face of Mercy.
That is certainly the face that Piloto, the last thing he saw in that fight was just Robo coming at him, thumbs out. Renekton primed, 4-0 and 5. It's another banger Renekton performance, likely to be going 5-0 clean on this champion this split. As the waves continue crashing forward. And it's just, we didn't really get to the point where the issues have been solved for Liberty, right? We know what they are, and we keep seeing them again and again. Cavallo. This ain't your jungle, my friend. I think you misunderstand the nature of this game. AC has gone in, kicks him back, flashes out. We're just running down the clock here, friends.
Literally, when AC has that ever worked for you to go in on Robo? Robo under a turret!
Robo, come on, man! Give him a second. Let him do his little Lee dive. And drops the white flag, man. You know what time it is.
He even tacked the Terror's gauge and Dom is there. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I got a little bit worried when I saw Piloto show up because everything's fun in games till Piloto shows up. But yeah, even then, like, Robo, man, this guy, he's entertainment. He's solid gold here in CBLOL. And this is why, you know, people love Loud. It's not just the brand of Loud. It's not just that they're social media giants here. It's also the players they've got. Like, I love Robo.
Yeah, the players are great. The team, you know, even though right now it's not looking potentially as clean, as consistent, they get the job done and they look good doing it most of the time. They at least seem to be enjoying themselves. And at the CBLOL, that's a big part of what we do here in this region, is we have a good damn time playing League of Legends. You can see that gold graph just really bleeding in the last 4 or 5 minutes as we're coming through for the bot lane push. I imagine we will just see them push through for the win here. 2 minutes 40 on the Baron. A while left on that objective, and no reason for Loud to wait for it.
Yeah, I think Robo just dives the turret happily here at this point. Like, what's the turret going to do to him? The only thing, of course, is trying to find Piloto. Piloto, rather tanky, actually. Almost 3,000 health, but it's just health without resistances. So, Loud, let's see what you got. Last go. Is it going to be Croc? Is it going to be Robo? Who's going to pull trigger? It's Tinones.
Tinones finds the 2-man into Root with the bullet time. It doesn't do any... Doesn't find any kills as the turret has dropped, and Croc trying to escape from the Chaos Storm. Loud slowed a little, but keep the push going for now. Remember, they have the Chemtech Soul. The lower they get, the tougher it is to finish the job, and the more damage they do. Renekton, big fan of that interaction.
That's true. I actually didn't even think about that when we were talking about how I'm not a huge fan of Hextech Soul, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense with Robo's playstyle, especially. Dude,
that's definitely why. He's only doing it because he's got the Chemtech Soul, guys. That's why he's playing like that. That's why. It's definitely not that he's just incredibly disrespectful.
It's disrespectful if it doesn't work, Trajan. If it works,
yeah.
I don't know what you call that.
he backs it up. Yeah, he backs it up for sure. He's allowed to talk a little bit of trash sometimes. So we did see that play come through. The bottom in here goes down. They didn't end the game just yet, but they've got top wave ready to go. Still over a minute on the Baron. While we're waiting for that wave to come in, RMC, how do you feel about the misfortune this game?
I'm seeing why we don't see too much misfortune. Root didn't play it wrong. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, and to be fair, it's also because Robo and Croc are such monsters right now that Root's not picking up the kills. But 419 is still a good scoreline, and the bullet time like we saw in that last turret take. Yeah, it's not killing people. It's more than a tickle. It's more than massage, but it's not what I was hoping it would be. I'd rather see a Varus or Sivir.
Sure, as we now see Robo getting engaged on, but rocking for the flank. It was all a bait. Robo puts himself out there, and Liberty step forward happily into the jaws of defeat. And it will be the last fight of the game. Juliera running from the hills, fleeing the country right here, exiting his base, but will not survive as the towers go down. 22-4. Massive gold lead for Loud. If we're talking about highs to end the season on, both Pain and Loud, they keep the streak going. They look dang good doing it. They cement their places in the top 4.
You don't gotta do them like that.
Okay, Robo. Well, okay, we're all having fun here. We're all having a good time. Yeah, there it is. Oh, he actually gets the triple. Massive.